Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of APTV. I am your girl Leah Parker and we're back with another video. Alright you guys, as you can see, your girl went to go get something to eat at one of her favorite places, and that is Chipotle. I am extremely hungry. I actually have not eaten all day. I don't know why, I just haven't. But I thought about that when I get some food, I should come over here and talk a little bit. So I got some Chipotle, I got some chips, napkins, and I don't know if you're a Chipotle girl like me, you gotta get their vinaigrette dressing. This is A1 stuff. And then I also like the green Tabasco to go on top. I like a little zesty spice. And then of course my little bowl stuff here. And I don't know if you're like me, like when you get chips, I normally pull apart the bag, but just in case I don't finish all of them, I'm gonna lay out these napkins and put some of the chips on there. I need a girl. Put that on the ground as well. So I got my chips and C for chicken. Open that. The only thing about Chipotle I don't like is that most of the time you can't warm back up the food. Some people do, but I feel like with all the stuff, it's just not the same overnight. All right, here's my bowl. I got corn, a lot of cheese, a lot of sour cream. I love their sour cream. Something about Chipotle sour cream that's like elite. And then chicken, and then of course white rice. Sometimes I like to get their brown rice, but a lot of the time their brown rice be like, what's the word? The rice is not soft. It's a little hard, so I don't like that. So we're gonna prepare this little quick and put a little bit of oil first. Let me shake it up a little bit. Ooh. So that's a little sweet. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head. And then sweet, and then now I'll add the spicy. All right, y'all, so yes, like I said, I wanted to come on here and kind of talk while I'm eating. So I realized that it's been a long time since I've like kind of reintroduced myself, because I feel like I have new subscribers and you guys don't really know a lot about me. I mean, you know that I like to go buy clothes from H&M and things like that, but like don't know a lot of stuff about me. So I thought I might like re-answer some of the questions that I answered when I first started my YouTube, like the very first video I've ever had. It was an all about me video, answering some of the questions that I figured you guys would want to know about the person that you're watching. So every week, but give me one, let me say grace. All right, you guys, so for people who don't know, as I stated, my name is Aaliyah Parker. Miss Parker, if you're nasty, I'm just kidding. And I am 27 years old. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, which is simpler to say than say exactly where I'm from. But if we're getting into specifics, I am from Georgia. Born in Stone Mountain, Georgia area. So for people who are from Atlanta, you know, like Lithonia, Stone Mountain, that area. That was where I was born and stayed until I was about 4. Then once my parents split, I left there and lived with my mom and her new fiance. Other things to know about me. I actually made a list of the questions that I had. So I just answered where I'm from. It says, do I come from a big family? I do. Since my parents were divorced, they did have additional kids later on. So I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. And then I do have some step siblings, but I do consider them all siblings. So technically I am one of 8. Or one of 8. I am like the second oldest. I'm the oldest girl though. So sometimes I do feel the oldest. I feel like I'm the mature one of the bunch. We're all mature in our own way, but I kind of try to take the lead a lot. But I'm the second oldest. I'm the oldest girl though. Sorry, I feel like something's dripping. So I do come from a big family. Lucky for me, both my mom's family and my dad's family, the majority of them live here. So it's not like, oh, it's just like my immediate family and then the other families somewhere else. No, we're pretty much all here. What's my favorite color? My favorite color is red. One of my first cars was red. And I had that car for a while. But my favorite color is red. I think in a way I started liking red because my mom's favorite color was red at one point. I think it still is, but red is my favorite color. It said, did I have a dream job? I'm trying to think, because as a kid, I feel like, well, I always dream up to be a doctor or whatever like that. I think my dream was honestly to be, at one point it was to be a vet, but I'm not good at science, so I knew that wasn't going to happen. And another point, it was going to be a landscaping architecture. Because to be honest, I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but my older brother, when he was going to college, he was going to study architecture. So I wanted to kind of be like him. And I did always enjoy drawing, so I was like, ooh, why not be a landscaping architect? I don't know why, when I went to school, that's not what I chose to study. My intelligent butt decided to study education. So I have a degree in education. I'm actually certified to be able to teach elementary school. Do I use that degree now? No, I don't. I wouldn't mind. I just, when I got my degree, it was during the pandemic. So jobs and security was kind of all up in the air. And I couldn't imagine teaching during that time. So big ups to some of my friends who actually did, because I know that was a difficult time and no one knew what to do. But by the end of like school, I was like, nah, I don't think this is the job for me. So I say that to say, for any young viewers that watch me, when you do go to school, or if you decide to go to school, it isn't for everybody, really think about the major you're choosing and about the life that you want and the security that you want. Because certain degrees can kind of not hinder you, but like can make it harder for you to get to where you want to go. So if you truly believe you want to do something, by all means do it, but just, you know, weigh the pros and cons. So, and you never know, you might find some other jobs that you can work with within your degree. But I say definitely just weigh the pros and cons and really think about it, and don't do what I did, which is go based off what everybody else is telling me. Like everybody used to always tell me, I'm so good with kids, I'm so good with kids. And I did enjoy going to school. I was that kid that loved going to school. I never wanted to miss school. So I had perfect attendance. Anytime I wasn't in school, I must have been really, really sick. But any other time, I'm like, I want to go to school. So people took that and just assumed that I would be an amazing teacher. And I probably would have been, but I don't know, just my heart's not in it. And I'm the type that's like, if I can't see myself doing it for a long period of time, I don't need to be doing it. So, it wasn't for me. But enough about school. What's another question? I don't think I answered it though. What's my dream job right now? A dream job of mine is to definitely be in human resources. Like if we're thinking the logical jobs, it would be human resources. Be a hiring manager, recruiter, someone that like scouts people. Or what's another like version? Isn't like a headhunter? Like you actually like kind of convince them to come to the possibly the new city that they would live in. Oh. Show them what makes the company so great. That would be cool. But if we're thinking like, I don't want to say impossible, but another field, I would love to one day have my own brand, like start my own business. In what field, I don't know, but definitely have something that's mine that I could pass down to my family or to my kids if I decide to have them. So definitely owning a business or representing a brand, that would be cool. I'm trying to say influencer, but pretty much that. All right. Look, I'm making a mess. Next question. What's your guilty pleasure? Ooh. I was just speaking about this with somebody the other night. My guilty pleasure is Zeus Network. Zeus Network, honey, is like ratchet TV, but I absolutely love it. It's one of those things that you like love to hate. And for people who don't know, Zeus is a TV show network where a lot of TV shows that probably wouldn't make it to, is it mainstream? I don't know. That probably wouldn't make it to like mainstream television, but you watch it here on the Zeus Network. And there's a lot of ratchet, so to speak, activities. And I love it. And it cracks me up because I would never normally act like that in some of the shows. So it's like looking at something like, okay, it's almost watching like a train wreck and you can't look away because it's nothing but cussing and people fighting and it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Craziness, chaos. And I'm not a person that lives in chaos, but I love to watch it. And it's very funny. Sometimes like the shows be having me dying. I'm like, not saying I condone anything that really happens on the network, like the fighting and stuff. But hey, everybody comes from somewhere and reacts to things in the ways that they believe is right. And I'm definitely not the moral compass to be telling people right from wrong. But Zeus Network, if y'all don't know about it, you should. And I'm trying to figure out who put me onto it. I think it was like a day I was getting my hair braided and somebody was watching it. Because I used to watch Bad Girls Club when I was younger. And that used to come on, what's that network? Oxygen. So I think Bad Girls Club came back and kind of revamped it. So now they just call it Baddies. So the people who were on Bad Girls Club kind of came on, and now they like search for new people to come on the show. So they call it Baddies, and they travel like different parts of the US. So they did like a Baddies South, a Baddies East Coast, a Baddies West Coast, Baddies Caribbean. So it's been really interesting to watch, especially when they have like auditions. It's crazy to me the things people want to do to get on TV. And hey, the owner of the network is like, if people are gonna do it, might as well record it, basically. And it's good TV because you're just like, what? Like when someone knocks somebody, oh my God, when someone knocks somebody out or snatches a wig off, I'm just like, what? And what kills me too, I'm like, why are they always wearing wigs when they know that's gonna be the very first thing that people go to snatch off? And then everybody walk around with like, you know, gel braids in their head. It's just so funny. So that was definitely my guilty pleasure. The Zeus Network, and then pretty much reality television anyway. Like I'm a huge fan of Housewives. Like me and my best friend. If you guys are supporters would know, me and him constantly have insiders. We're using lines from any of the Real Housewives franchises. It can be from Atlanta. It can be from OC. It could be from Salt Lake. It can even be from other Bravo shows like Married to Medicine. So Bravo. I really do like y'all. So those are my guilty pleasures. I'm getting full. That's another question. Do I have any TV show recommendations? Well, I don't know. Because we recently moved. And my mom was like, no more cable. Because cable was becoming too expensive. So I'm not able to stay like up to date with stuff. So now we just have streaming services. I'm trying to think TV show recommendations. Abbott Elementary, which somebody put me onto it and I'm glad they did. I love Yellowstone. I think that's a USA show. Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. And I can never remember their actual names, but Kevin Costner's on there. I've always loved him. Always loved his like voice and everything. Yellowstone's a great show. These you can watch on Peacock or Hulu. So I say Abbott, Yellowstone. What else? I watched Power. Like Power Book 2. But I don't know. That one's like, I don't know. It's alright. But I do recommend watching it if you never have. Well, I'm trying to think. Is there any other show that I keep up to date with? I really don't then. I'm more of a person that like rewatches shows. Like right now I'm currently rewatching Law & Order SVU. I rewatch shows a lot. Or like Disney Plus, I rewatch like Lizzie McGuire, like my shows growing up. So sometimes it's hard for me to watch new shows or keep me interested basically, because I can get bored pretty quickly. Oh, I just got into Love Island. So Love Island USA. Watch it. I won't give any spoilers. That one was a good show to watch. My friend put me on to that one. That's really it. So Love Island, Yellowstone, Abbott. I'm trying to think. And then the rest are going to be like reality shows. So any housewife franchises. OC, that's currently on. Salt Lake City is on. Dubai just finished. It was okay. Yeah. Bravo do better, especially with OC. Y'all did Shannon wrong. I don't care what anybody says. That's really it. But yeah, I rewatched stuff. Oh, you can do All Rise. That was a show. It had me hooked for the first season or so. A little bit of second season, but then I got bored. I think my gripe with TV shows is a lot of the time it's the same like storyline, just different shows. The same, oh, boy meets girl, fall in love, One of them has relationship issues, breaks up, gets jealous when the other one is dating, moves on, but they know the other one's their true love. Best friends swapping for girlfriends, like, oh, it just happened, and they realize they love each other. Then and he or she got to choose between the girls, and it's like it's the same story over and over again. I sometimes wish that there's a show that has a love story or a relationship where they just start with each other, and of course they might have problems, but they don't fool around with somebody else in the friend group, which is so annoying. And for me, I don't really think people are really doing that in real life. Like, if you have the balls to really mess with someone's best friend in the same friend group, that says a lot. And then for you to be okay with it, and then in the end you realize that's who you really want, but then you know, like, she was with your best friend or vice versa. Like, I don't know. But they do that storyline a lot, especially in certain shows that be on ABC. And it's just, after a while, it's like that storyline gets so old, and I'm like, I've seen it so many times just in different settings, where it's Vampire Diaries. You know, you got Elena and Damon and Stefan, or Grey's Anatomy. You got Owen and Amelia, Owen and Teddy, Owen and Christina, Jackson and April, Jackson and Maggie. Like, too many. I don't like the mixes like that. That's too much. And I get sick of that after a while. Scandal, Olivia and Fitz, Olivia and Jake. Twilight, what was her name? Bella and Edward, Bella and Jacob. Like, it just always comes down to who's in the shoes. And I know we love, like, a good love story, and I know we like the fact that people can claim what's theirs, but it's like, I get sick of that storyline. So I think that's why I have a hard time with staying with a TV show, because eventually someone's gonna throw that in there, and I'm just like, oh no. Like, oh, it was good up until there. Or a TV show don't know how to end. There's so many TV shows now, like when they have their series finale, no one knows how to conclude anything anymore. Everyone just leaves it like on a cliffhanger, or they don't have certain people who don't come back or whatever. And I'm just like, this is not how you end a TV show. I hate when people end TV shows on cliffhangers and then try to revamp it 5-6 years later, and it's like, no, not the same. If you're gonna do that just to bring it back, why not just go into the next season? I don't know. I could go all day about that, but those are my TV recommendations: Abbott, Love Island, Yellowstone, any of the Real Housewives. I'm trying to think, is that all I'm watching? Yep, all that. Current hobbies. Do I have any hobbies? Hobbies for me will be trying new foods, going to new restaurants. I think I'm gonna start recording myself more when I go to like restaurants solo. So I got a list of like places in Atlanta that's recently like open that I want to try. I didn't realize that it's like 100 days until the end of the year, so this would be a good time to start something. Or whether it be working out or cooking more, whatever. So I'm gonna start doing that more, recording my solo dates. But yeah, my hobbies are trying new food. I feel like in a way doing YouTube is a hobby. You know, recording and posting and bringing you guys into my life. I did use a scrapbook, but scrapbooking became expensive after a while, because buying all that paper, glue, and just art supplies became a lot. I feel like any hobby becomes expensive after a while, if you think about it. Like, even if you're a photographer, you buy lenses all the time, new cameras all the time. But if you love it, in a way, it's like a necessity. But yeah, those are my hobbies. Eating, trying new foods, videography in a way, YouTubing. Hobby. I do enjoy makeup in a way. That's hobby too. Yeah, because I like to watch makeup videos, make my own makeup videos, and keep up to date with the new makeup techniques and things. So yeah, those are my hobbies. It's crazy because all these things I was just talking about, That's weird. Cause I was just telling my friend, I'm like, we need to get some hobbies. Get a hobby to do. But the thing we were talking about is that hobbies become like expensive after a while. Like I would love to do like a candle making class. You know how expensive that is? There was a rug making class I wanted to do in Atlanta. That thing was like, for the smallest rug, it was like $75. And I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Just to use the equipment, but I guess it's buying the actual rug and things. That was a lot. A perfume making class, that's expensive too. Like, to do anything fun, you gotta have some money. Next question. Only like a few more, because I'm getting full now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, well, one, I'll be 32. And I hope by that time I'm either having my own house, like something that's truly mine, whether it's a house or a business, but definitely having my own home that's for me, or with my husband. Which leads me to the next question is, are you in a relationship? And no, I'm not currently in a relationship. Would love to be in one. I definitely am a relationship type of girl. Playing the field is just not for me. And sorry, I can't remember. What was I saying? Yeah, playing the field is not for me, and having a roster is not for me. So yeah, I would love to be in a good relationship, respectful relationship, God-fearing relationship, trusting, all that like a top tier relationship, one I could be proud of. So yeah, in 5 years I do see myself either having my own, well, both having my own business, my own place, whether it's by myself or with my husband. I'm not in a relationship, and I don't honestly think I'm going to show him on my YouTube unless we get engaged and married. Haven't decided. Maybe when you get engaged. I don't think I'm going to put my boyfriend on my social media. I've done that before, and then having to go back and like basically erase him is just too much, and that's immediately a tell that you're not in a relationship anymore. Because anytime someone removes a picture, you'll be like, oh, must not be together anymore. They took the pictures down. So I don't want people to be able to get that insight into my life before I decide to tell that. So I'm not gonna show him when I do get a boyfriend, unless we are engaged or married. So I may put him on my story. Even then, I just have to say, because that's like, as I'm getting older, relationships to me are more, not fragile, but more something that you just want to keep private, something you want to keep close to yourself. You don't want to necessarily share with the world to give their opinions about or whatever. And I think that's one of the big issues with relationships too, is everybody else's opinion should not matter. Do what you want to do what you feel is right. The only time I would say an opinion you need to listen to is when you're in a relationship that is harmful to you, as far as mentally, emotionally, and physically. If those three things are not in effect, and other people have a problem and you just want to stay, like, it should be entirely up to that person, because I honestly feel like no one's really gonna ever be done with somebody until they're ready. And I think people who are there and love them, I understand you have your opinions and worries, but you gotta let that person do them, make their own mistakes, so to speak, because you never know, you could be wrong. And all those years of you just hammering it in their mind does not do anything good but pushing that person away from you, because they know you don't like him or her. So I think opinions when it comes to people's relationship, just mind your business, just say you love them, and if they ask you, that's one thing, but like, if you tell them your opinion, you only need to tell them once. I promise you, they hear you and they will keep it in mind. But like I said, the only time of opinion is if you getting beat, they're emotionally degrading to you, and mentally they're like messing with your mind and just constantly just berating you and all that, that's when we need to step in. But like I said, even then, it's only gonna help if they're ready to leave. If they're ready to be done with it, they'll be done with it. If not, you just pray that it gets better, or they'll come to their senses. So yeah, I don't think I'll put my boyfriend on my social media. If he wants to put me, it's his choice, but I used to care about that, and now I don't. I get it. I don't. So if I do it, I'm either drunk or I just don't care. So, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. What's my favorite food? My favorite food. I don't know. It's a toss-up between like mac and cheese and spaghetti. I love me a good bowl of spaghetti. I could eat spaghetti all the time. Spaghetti and meatballs, spaghetti and Italian sausage. Like, I love me some pasta. I think in another life I was definitely Italian, because pasta is like everything to me. A good like cheesy Alfredo sauce, or a good peppery, spicy marinara or meat sauce. Oh, vodka sauce. Like, all that stuff is just amazing to me. And I want to go back to Italy just for that reason, just to go on like on a pasta tour. So I would say a toss up between that spaghetti and macaroni and cheese. And I said it because I love macaroni and cheese. Like, that's another like, that's just like a comfort food for real. Like, growing up, I used to ask my aunt to make my own dishes, mac and cheese, because it would just never seem to be enough. Like, I want something then, I want like seconds and thirds, and I also want something to take home. Like, I can still vividly remember my grandmother trying to break up the macaroni and cheese that we had left amongst like 5 people, and it literally was like a slice. Like, I love me some mac and cheese. Like, that is my comfort food. And I saw a TikTok once where somebody had like a macaroni and cheese bar at their wedding, and I was like, that looks so cool. Like, can you imagine having a macaroni and cheese bar at your wedding? I would love it. Have everybody have a bowl of mac and cheese and put your own toppings on there, like bacon or, I don't know, brisket. I've seen people put brisket on mac and cheese. It's actually really good. Lobster, you put lobster on there. So, steak. So, I would love to have a macaroni and cheese bar. But yeah, those two probably my favorite foods. But I just love food in general. But those are definitely my favorite. Spaghetti and mac and cheese. Oh, excuse me. Let me see my other questions. They closed out on me. Oh, do I have a favorite dessert? No. I'm not really a sweets person. If I'm craving a sweets, it's just like random. But if I had to choose a dessert, it definitely would have to be my grandmother's sweet potato pie. So good. I could eat that for breakfast. And technically, isn't it a breakfast? Like, it's pie. You could think of it like a quiche. Anyway, sweet potato pie. Apple pie is up there. Love a good apple pie. And that's about it. I'm not really a sweets person, and those usually are only like on occasions of like Christmas or Thanksgiving. Would be like my favorite desserts. What? I think I'm gonna sleepy. Where did I go to school? I went to Kennesaw State University. Had my little victory lap, graduated in 5 years. Whatever. I did it. I can tell my kids that I survived the pandemic. I got my degree in a pandemic, graduated in a pandemic. Okay, I survived it. So, that's crazy to be able to tell your kids that. And which kids brings me to my last question is, do I want kids? Do I want kids? I don't know. My answer changes a lot. when I was younger, I said I wanted to be like Cheaper by the Dozens and have 12 kids. And then for the longest, I said I wanted 3 boys and to be the only girl. So just my husband and my 3 boys. And now, with everything going on in the world, as far as inequality versus men and women, between races, between the police, like a lot of that is on me when I decide to ever bring kids into this world. And I know you can't protect them from everything, but you want to as a parent. So, and my sister has a little girl. I named her actually Zuri. And looking at her, I cannot imagine anyone or anything hurting that little girl. If there was anybody that I would even consider going to jail for, it would be her. So I can only imagine how I would react with my own kids. And I'm more of, I like to have a little bit of control. And kids, you can't control. You can give them all the love in the world and do everything for them, and somehow they can turn out the opposite of what you expected. And it's like, how do you deal with that? Or it's just so much that goes into being a parent. And I think what it is mostly is I'm in my selfish stage, which your 20s, you're supposed to be all about you. What you want to do, what do you want to accomplish, what do you want to be, where do you want to go, or is it vacation, or you want to, like, whatever. You want to try every little aspect of, you want to try every avenue that you could possibly think of before you actually sit down and settle down and have kids. And I think that's where I'm at. And I think that kind of messes up my answers when it comes to, like, if I want kids. I feel like I probably would. Like, if I have the love of my life, we're happy, and genuinely I feel like he's my partner and I'm his, and I can depend on him and vice versa, and it's just like everything that I expected. Of course, I know there's gonna be work, but like if it was like that, I feel like I genuinely probably would be like, yes, I would love to like give my husband a child. I just know every step of the way I'm gonna be terrified, because it's like, my mom used to tell me, like, having a child is like, you don't fully catch your breath. You're always like, you blow out your air, but you still have some left. It's like you don't fully catch your breath because you're constantly worried about them. You know, where they are, where they are, what they're doing, who they're doing it with. You know, there's so many things you gotta worry about, not only for yourself, but then you gotta worry about for a secondary person. And then it doesn't just stop when they become adults. My mom still questions me to this day. Where are you going? Are you coming here? Where are you at? Like, and sometimes it's so annoying. It's not sometimes. A lot of the time it's just so annoying. But then it's like, I get it, because I'm her child. And someone was like, you know, literally wore their heart walking around. But that's still it's literally like you can't catch your breath. You're holding your breath and praying to God that you don't get a phone call, like something happened or whatever. So I don't know, with kids at this moment in time, no, a definite no. I do not want to be a mom at this moment in time. Now 5 years from now, that may change. God willing, I'm married and all of that, but at this moment in time, no, I don't want kids, because I don't think I would be a good mother to my child. And to have one would be wrong or disservice to the child, because I wouldn't be able to provide them the life that I would have envisioned for them. So technically, if I'm still kind of struggling or trying to figure out myself, why would I bring a child into the mix? It just doesn't make sense. It's as simple as that. I said that was my last question, but there was another question. YouTube. Who's your favorite on YouTube? And why did you start YouTube? My favorite on YouTube. I like a lot of YouTubers. Surprisingly, a lot of my favorites are men. Some women, but a lot of my favorites that I watch are men. I don't know why. I feel like sometimes women kind of either do too much, or maybe, I don't know, let me not say that. I don't know. But a lot of my favorite YouTubers are men. And they are British. So I really enjoy a podcast or YouTube. Well, it's a podcast, but they put all their recordings on YouTube. And they have their own YouTube channels. But I really enjoy Chunks in Philly. They are these British YouTubers that I just kind of got into watching in the last couple of months. I really enjoy them. They're actually very genuine and funny guys. So I do like them. There's another YouTuber that's like American. Oh, I love Monet McMichael. Beautiful girl. Love her. She's very funny and just very authentic. And I love, appreciate her. Oh, and I also love Jasmine. I don't know her last name, but it's like her Instagram name is like Jasmine with like 5 N's. Love her. I've been watching her since she used to be doing videos like on her bedroom floor, like I be doing sometimes. And to see the evolution of her is crazy. So those two women, I like them. They have their individual things. And then I also be into like YouTube couples. Some of them have fallen off recently and I'm sad about it. Like Olivia and Will, Gold Juice. Don't really hear a lot from them. They used to be putting out bangers. I love Nick and King, but I don't know if you guys follow them, but they've fallen off. They have their own separate ones. Like they've broken up is what I mean. And now their channel is not a thing anymore. Who else? Love Rissa and Quan. They had a hiccup recently, but they seem like they're back on track. I love their consistency. Their family, I think it's so beautiful to see. Especially see how far they've come, because they're pretty much the same age as me. And we graduated around the same time. So to see them like making videos in their college dorm, then their first apartment together, to them building their first house, them having their first child, to their second one, it's absolutely crazy. Like this, the duration of that is crazy. I think that's one of the big reasons why I started YouTube, which is the answer to the question of why I started. To be able to go back and reference a time in your life, I think is so cool. And just to see your progress is so cool. And I think YouTube really helped me during the pandemic from going crazy, like honestly. Because at the time I was in college, didn't have cable in the college room I was in, but we had streaming services, and you kind of get over watching the same Netflix movies and Hulu. And I just remember being on YouTube and coming across, and I think during that time YouTubers took the pandemic to their advantage and just started busting out videos. So I became obsessed with YouTube and watching this one particular YouTuber who just had me in stitches laughing every time I watched him. And I just was like, I would love to be that outlet for somebody else, and to be like that person that just puts a smile on someone's face if they're having like just a bad day or they're stuck at home during a pandemic, because you never know if we'll have another one. Just cracking up. So shout out to I Am Zoe. I absolutely love you. You're so funny. I swear to God. Oh, love your videos, especially Messy Mondays. You just crack me up. So you're pretty much a big reason why I started, because it's just like I said, to be able to see your progress. And I look at some of my old videos sometimes. I cringe during the entirety of it, but I love how far I've came and where I'm gonna be, especially in 5 years from now. Because like I said, those other YouTubers, Monet and Jasmine has been doing it, I think, since 2016 or 2017. And you can just see how much she's matured and grown. And I think now she's 30 or maybe 29. One of the two. But it's just crazy to see. And they're able to show their kids like, hey, mommy was doing this when she was 25. Because I started this YouTube when I was 25 years old. I'm now 27. It'll be 3 years in January. So that's crazy. So I think that's the big reason why I do it. Granted, I could be better at the consistency. But I think I'm growing in so many other ways too. So yeah. Alright, you guys, so that was the last question, official question. You know, answering questions about me. I hope you guys learned something new. And if you didn't, I hope you appreciate this little mukbang I did while answering some questions about me. I just want to say I love you guys so much for being supporters to my APCV channel. I never thought I would have this many people subscribe to my channel in a million years. So I'm proud of me. I'm proud of y'all for supporting me and sticking by me. Please turn on your post notifications so you guys can get notified every time I upload a video. please click that subscribe button. I love seeing you guys support. Please continue to comment. I do read your comments, and I appreciate all the kind words that you guys give me. So again, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel here at APCB. I'll catch you guys in another week. See you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.